Why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down? Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
Young Dro, welcome to the wine cellar.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. You drinking water today, no wine.
No wine.
Okay.
Ain't no wine though.
Hey, don't let these winos get you now.
I know it.
All right, so Dewan Hart,
Yes.
that you go by, you are probably one of my favorite rappers. I'm gonna be honest, because I have a lot of fun with your rap.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Every song, every one of your hit songs, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've danced, I've had a good time, I've broken a smile. I feel young again, you know, even though I'm old now. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Now I know me and you technically haven't officially had a conversation.
We haven't.
We had some back and forth on Instagram.
We did.
Over the banana pudding.
Yes, we did.
You was throwing banana pudding at me through Instagram. I feel like. So, unfortunately, you know, I do want to just, before we really get into all of the great things that have transpired in your life, you are now completely sober.
Completely.
Okay, I even feel bad about having you in here.
Totally cool.
It's okay.
Totally cool.
All right. I mean, just a complete 180. You know, you're not. I like to call it vibrating higher now. I don't know. Do y'all use that term?
It's called geeked up, but
Geeked up.
not geeked. You really,
Well, we say geeked up in Florida.
not geeked up. You know what I mean? So.
All right, cool. No, I just kind of want to address some things because we never really technically had a conversation. So I did an interview with a woman who claimed that she was the mother to a woman that you were, I guess, allegedly dating.
No.
No, you weren't dating.
No.
Okay, so let's get that straight.
All right.
And she claimed that it was more than just banana pudding. Now, you talked about this on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show about what happened, but she came on my show with a police report to say that you abused her daughter, you cut up the couches, her daughter had bruises around her neck and on her body, and that you were heavily addicted to drugs, which you've not ever denied, and it was because of when you came down off of those drug rages is when you allegedly abused her daughter, and that's what happened in this instance. And so,
So I mean, all of what you just said that came from that person, bullshit. Let's get this straight: the incident, the people, and the interview.
okay,
It's totally mixed up.
okay,
So, the incident did not happen the way the media said it did. The person that they spoke of, it was not. It was one of my kids' moms. And when I saw the caption on it, I thought it was a joke or something. Somebody called me and was like, "Yo, you gotta check this out." So when I seen it, I was like, It was very demeaning.
You're talking about my video?
The caption on that.
I think I need to change the title now.
I mean, no, it's cool.
No,
Listen. The caption was very demeaning, and it also painted a false picture of my manager.
Okay.
And my manager is Sierra.
Okay.
I've been on Sierra, almost 20 years. Her siblings, my siblings, we all grew up together. And I had just figured out that was her biological mom, you know, in that interview. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
The woman that I know and
Jennifer Anderson.
Yeah, the woman that I know and met is Sierra's mom. She's deceased. You feel what I'm saying? So over that course of time of us knowing each other, I never knew this woman. You feel me? We had never met. We had never talked. So when I seen the interview, I was like, okay, you know. And then we grew up with each other and around each other. Our families hang out, and you know, it was just a lot of speculation, I guess, going on. But the long story short, when I saw the interview, I was very appalled, and it kind of like broke a lot of relationships with my manager, Sierra. You feel me?
Between you and her?
No,
or
but just period, because of the type of person that this woman described. It was not that. And then like 2 years later, boom, you hit me for this interview. You feel me? And then to be honest with you, I was not fucking with you. Like
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
when you got, I picked up my assistant's phone and I'm like, who is this? And you was like, Tasha, this Dro. And I'm like, let me get Chelsea for you.
yeah. So I mean, like, I
appreciate you sitting down.
Yeah,
despite that's grown man shit.
Yeah. So and I could have. I've heard a lot of stuff in the industry about what goes on in my life and all that, and I can brush that type of shit off. But I wasn't going to do the interview in the beginning, and I thought about it. I was like, well, this is a time to actually set the record straight as far as my manager goes. Like I applaud any woman that comes in and is brave enough to do an interview about standing up about domestic violence, about their kids. You feel me? I applaud that. But the daughter that this woman was describing in that interview is not the Sierra I know. And it's not the Sierra that anybody knows, for that matter. She's not weak. She's not the type of person that falls in the footsteps that this lady portrayed. You feel me? And that's really not my story to speak on, and I'll let her tell her story. So just to get...
Well, hopefully, Sierra, please, the chair waits.
The chair waits.
Yes. So you did not put hands on her daughter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you didn't throw banana pudding in her daughter, who's your manager's face. Okay. You've never abused her in any type of way, coming down high or coming down from high.
It's just not the person. You feel me? And it's one of my kids' mom, and I wouldn't even say who that is, because I'll let her tell you that if she wants to. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. So the situation that went down with the banana pudding that day, it was not with your manager.
It was one of my kids' mom.
It was with your kid's mother, your baby mom.
Yes. Ma'am.
Okay. All right. And so did you, just in case when people are like, well, he put hands on her. Did you put hands on your baby mother that day?
No, the banana pudding thing is true. You feel me? The incident with the banana pudding and all the rah-rah stuff is true. And the situation just got out of hand with the banana pudding, and we was throwing it, and then, I ended up getting arrested for something that was simple as that.
It was like domestic, I forgot what it was.
It was throwing banana pudding. To be frank.
So how did you come to get arrested, like, for banana pudding? Like, what was that?
It was an argument between my mother's, my child mother and I. And that just happened to be something that was in our hand at that time. And she threw it, I threw it, and I was raging like a maniac. And the cops got called, and I went to jail.
So you mean to tell me this woman drove all the way down from where she drove from, I believe it was North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Jennifer Anderson, who was your manager's mom, or biological mom, but not a mother that, I guess, parented her coming up, okay? And so I'm just gonna say alleged on that part, because I don't wanna, you said I didn't raise my,
I mean, well, that's not, actually that story is about to go another way.
So she made it up.
I don't, it's nothing happened the way the media saw it.
Okay.
And this lady was not speaking the truth. So I'm just gonna leave that right there.
Okay.
Okay.
So the police report she had, it was the road police report. It was the right.
Well,
it was
I don't even know how she would have obtained a police report. You feel me? Because you have to have ID from the actual person. So I don't know if you're telling the truth with that. Because how can a woman drive from out of town and get a police report with ID? She'd have to have ID for that, You can just walk up and, hey, I need a police report on this person. Well, who are you? Are you the person that want to, So
well, I'm glad you cleared that up. We did have to clear that up, and I do. I should have reached out.
Yeah, I wasn't contacted. I felt a little But I've been in the industry a long time. You know what I mean? And I could take it. You feel me? I could brush it off and I could say stuff and I could act like, you know what I'm saying? And that just...
You was pretty mad with me.
I was mad with you. My feelings was hurt. And I could have...
sorry.
But guess
I don't
what?
mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
I could have dealt with it. But it damaged a relationship. A true friend of mine, like, it damaged her relationships and it made her look totally like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. You feel me? And this was the time I had to clear that up. You know what I'm saying? This is a very important person to my career, to my livelihood right now. And like, that's just that.
Okay.
We can move on.
Okay, we can move on. That was a lot, but thank you so much for even clearing that up. And like I said, despite our back and forth, you know, and you're grown enough to sit down and say, you know, I ain't like that shit. And I'm grown enough to say, you know what, I apologize. And so we should have taken, I would say, a better route.
Yeah, that's cool.
During that interview. So let's get on with you.
We good?
Let's get on with you. You ain't got no ghouls in here messing up my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Actually, I walk a different walk.
That's good. Okay, I'm glad I caught you on good terms now.
Yes.
Look, so you have recently just completed rehab.
Yes. Well, it's an ongoing thing right now.
It's an ongoing. Okay.
Yeah, I've been indulging in drugs, man, since 12. I think that
2012 or just 12 years?
12 years ago. Since I was 12 years old, I've been indulging into drugs.
Wow.
So to say that I'm out of rehab is not, it's an understatement. I should be up under this kind of care for a long time from here. So I went to rehab out in California, in smack dab in the middle of Hollywood. And I completed a 2-month there. I got out of there and I'm still doing outpatient, you know, and I'm in another program that's separate from that, you know, and I've been doing this since last July of 2021. You know, so that's like a year, you know, I went in June, I think. One of those months. Been a year. Anyway, so I've been just in there, out here, and extra. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't think my care I haven't completed anything. You know what I mean? I'm still thirsty for knowledge that I got from in there. I still feel like that I need a lot of care. I need a lot of love. I need a lot of assurance that the road that I'm on is the right path, because any day, you know, every day is like the first day. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. You know what I mean? So to say that I completed it I'm not complete, you know.
Millennial Naturals Kitty Cartel will have you addicted to how clean, balanced, and refreshed your kitty will feel after using their Kitty Crack Foam Wash. And their Kitty Crack Coat Soap will have you obsessed with how much it soothes itchiness and dryness and eliminates over sweating. Head to millennialnaturals.com to feel, smell, and taste better with their Kitty Cartel products. Oh, and one last thing. Tasha K's Kitty is spreading a little love to you with my coupon code Tasha K to help you save a little coin on your kitty for your next day.
I was placed in this hospital room for high blood pressure complications. I did everything my doctors told me to do, including taking the prescribed medications, which I've been on for years, but I still ended up here. When I got out, I learned about my olive leaf, an all-natural extract that got my hypertension under control. Don't continue to drug yourself into becoming healthier. Go to myoliveleaf.biz to learn more.
Bell's Secret. Following a routine paired with Bell's Secret all-natural and hydrating, plant-based brightening facial wash and moisturizer, acne eraser kits, black soaps, detox masks, and much, much more. You can rid yourself of dark spots, acne, and dry skin using Belle's Secret Gold Skin Collection. Your skin is the first part of your body everyone sees, and hydration is essential to keeping your skin healthy and slows down aging. Shop bellsecret.org for all of your plant-based skincare products now using the link below. What in the fuck is a carbonation? Who want to answer?
Before there was a white man here, we existed.
People calling y'all a cult. They're calling y'all brainwashed. They're calling y'all weak. They're calling you crazy, delusional. You're being held against your will. You're not eating. You're malnourished. Rumors of HIV and STDs. What in the fuck is a carbonation?
Caesar has returned.
Women are electrons, we're movements. We're going to move through what his mind tells us to do. We're going to do that, and we're going to collectively know, like, okay, check.
You can become the master of your reality.
And how do you get people to follow you immediately? Master teacher. Never heard a black guy refer to himself as master teacher. And I'm thinking to myself, what warrants you to carry that title?
He was ordering you to slap the girls.
Bitch gonna take your place. You looking weak.
I went up against Oya. I'm Oshun. I went up against Oya, and I fought, and I won that battle.
So you would date a transgender?
Yeah. As long as they look like the female, not the man, not the cheap ones. You know the cheap ones? You know the cheap ones.
What's shaking up in you?
Okay, well, like I told you before, your skin, because when I used to watch interviews that you did, like your Ricky Smiley interview, if you look like at your side profile, your skin looked very, I would say on camera, very like leathery, very rubbery at the time, you know. But now, now you look good.
So you said I look like Gator?
You hide, you did. You
Gator
sound like what?
Gator skin?
No, you look like you was from Florida. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody got that tight leathery skin in Florida, you know. But no, you're glowing. You obviously look hydrated. You look probably, I would say, 10, 15 years younger.
Oh, thank you.
Have you gotten that before? Be honest.
Yeah.
If ain't nobody told you that, they ain't your real friend.
I mean, well, I get that a lot now. You know, well, I always thought I looked good, but you know, today I look better. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, you know, and those drugs and alcohol and all that type of stuff, it takes a toll. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't being honest with myself. I was running the streets, and I think that's all that was on my mind. Getting high, performing, getting fresh, smoking, drinking, popping pills, performing. You know, day state to the next day, and it just run. And I guess I was running from something that was inside of me, which I think, you know, a lot of trauma from my childhood, you know what I mean? You know, my mom being shot 5 times, my dad was on dope, and, you know, my grandmama had like 7 kids, all of them passed on dope except for 2, my mom and my aunt. You know, but everybody else died like drug related.
I don't think you stood a chance.
Yeah, and it was almost like, I guess I was running from, you know, and I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't satisfied with who I was. You know, I wasn't, a lot of stuff I felt like wasn't fair. Since this is happening, I really don't, I don't think I got a chance, or I don't even want a chance, you know what I mean? I'll just do this, and, you know, this is good enough for me, I thought, you know, and it wasn't. When I got to rehab, like the first month in LA, like I just cried for like every time we had a chance to share, and then they started pulling pockets, like, okay, how do you feel about when you was a child? And I'll tell them, and they'll be like, what that made you feel like? And then I'll tell them, and they're like, how do you feel about your dad doing this? And then I started crying, you know, so it kind of like broke, it was kind of like breaking it down to what led up to the masking, the drug use. And stardom actually fueled it. You know what I'm saying?
Because I was going to say you had some of your biggest hits
while
you were using.
Well, most of the time, I've always had a good heart. You know, I thank God for blessing me with that much. So it didn't just conquer me, but it took up majority of me to where the little things that I could do was probably big to you guys, but I could have done better and bigger things.
Like what?
Music, showing up, performing to the point where I was up here instead of here. You feel me? So I would put out and I would do good, but I could have always done better, you know? And that's what the drug does. It kind of try to convinces you that, oh, this is good enough. And in the back of my head, I was like, I'm better than this guy. I'm better than this guy. This guy can't dress as better as I can, you know? And it's just, it was like, I knew these things, but with the habit, you could never reach these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it formed the habit it went from being a drug use to it transformed me. You're gonna choose this type of woman. Was not too good. You're gonna choose these type of friends. Not too good of friends. You're gonna hang in these type of spots. Had nothing to do with where I really wanted to be in life. So I began to be like a mediocre person with a priceless heart and it was like, I always knew like I was a phantom in the middle of the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Like a Ferrari in the middle of Bankhead. I knew you know what I'm saying? I was like, I can actually get out of here, but I'm comfortable high. And that was totally a lie.
What's the most money you ever made before?
I don't know. For the industry?
Yeah. Like at one time, like they put it in your hand.
One time, probably had like $7 to $10 million.
What'd you do with it?
Blew it. I like
they
people.
They put $7 to $10 million in your hand.
Yes, you know, people like. My homeboy called me 10-piece hot because I blew cheese.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it stayed around for a long time. And I remember calling the bank, hey, how much in there? And she was like, Mr. Hart, you just called like yesterday. I was like, I just wanted to see again today. It was like the same money in there, you know? And I would just take out $80,000, go give it away. And like these drugs would make me be in places like giving my money away literally to people that I didn't know, people that I did know, and they were like, wait till he high, he gonna give it away. And people
they used to say that?
Yeah, people used to sit around and wait. When you get high and drunk, you just sit there. I don't care who you are. I'll figure out if you have kids, and it's not all bad things. Like sometimes I gave money to people that grabbed the money and were like, yeah, that pussy ass nigga just gave me. You feel what I'm saying? And then some people like, he really is genuine. You know what I mean? And I gave until I didn't give. And then once I gave all the money that I needed for myself, I had to give up, you know, too, because I was like, well, this is all I got left and now I need this for that, you know? So that leaves me personally with not much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that the money was, it always came though. You know, I've been getting rap money since I was 17, 18. You know what I mean? I started out very young rapping, and I had been getting, like, I didn't have to sell drugs no more. I didn't have to break in, steal cars. I didn't have to do any burglaries.
Were you doing all that before?
Of course. I got shot at like 14.
How'd you get shot at 14?
In grown people business. You know, trying to do what I saw mimic to me. I tried to mimic what I saw in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Like being a drug dealer, you know, selling drugs, robbing, stolen cars. and being in grown people business, hanging out with this dude girlfriend, and one day I kind of like met my match, and an older person put me in an older position and gave me a shit bag at that age. I had to wear a colostomy bag. And it was a journey.
At 14?
Yeah, it broke. I think I weighed like 100 and some pounds. It broke me down to like 85 pounds. My eyes was all back in my head. I couldn't really walk like that no more. I was in the hospital for like 3 months. And I remember waking up and seeing the bag, and I was asking the doctor, like, the fuck is this? And she was like, that's the reason why you're living. And I cried and I cussed her out. And she called my mom. She was like, your son has a foul mouth. And she was like, he's just trying to adjust, And I was trying to adjust, but I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't understand why God would let that happen to me. And I was actually playing in the devil's den at that age. So I got what I deserved.
How long did it take you to fully recover?
Well, I wore the bag for 1.5 years. And then I had it reversed because I kind of took good care of it. It could have stayed for life, but I took good care of it, kept it clean. And so when they reversed it, I was back down for so it took almost 10 years to be fully, because right now I still have internal stitches and stuff like that. So if I moved the wrong way, or I could have a setback that could actually kill me, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So it's by God's grace you had no accidents while you were under the influence.
Nothing but God's grace.
Now, how long after you get shot did your mom get shot?
Right after. I healed, and then one day she was out on Calverton Road at the 731, and she was at the club, and one day I think they got her mixed up with somebody. And the dude ended up shooting the guy that he thought that she was with. And I remember she was telling me that when he was shooting, she hit the ground and she tried to go up under the car, and he kept shooting up under the car. So he ended up hitting her 5 times. And but she survived. And so, yeah.
So she survived?
Yeah, we're survivors.
Okay, so she's still alive to this day?
Yes.
I don't know why she said, when you say my mama got shot, I thought she was gone.
No,
Mama, I'm sorry.
She here. She's
wow.
alive and well.
Wow, okay, okay. So you're in the rap game, 17, you making rap money, you got hits, you're with T.I., y'all doing y'all thing.
I didn't get to tip till later. I had
But you had, what was that DJ name? I can't think of his name. Was he a DJ you was with first? Who was the first guy
Raheem.
that got you on?
Raheem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I said DJ. I'm about to say DJ Raheem. Look, so I mean, was it like a smooth transition into the rap game? Like you got in, you instantly started making money? Did you?
Yeah. Well, I had a hit called Yes Sir a long time ago. It was like one of the first hits I had. We went to the radio, and Coco Brothers was there, and it was called Yes Sir, and he had me on Dig It or Dish It. I was up against Jagged Edge, I think, and I beat him.
How could you go up against Jagged Edge? It's an R&B group.
Yeah, well, that's what they had me up against. It was so I kind of beat him on that show, and actually the hit was Yes Sir, and that was my first feel, and then he brought me a check. And when I got the first check from Raheem, I was in his driveway. I cried.
How much was the check?
It was $6,500.
I would cry too. 17.
I had never received a check that big, and I didn't have to do nothing wrong to get it, like breaking in cars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or selling dope for the most part. And I just was like, thank you, God. And I was very thankful. And so then I was like, I kind of like this, I like this. And so I think I showed God that I would work hard for it. I did the work, and he continued to bless me.
Wow. So I guess the drug use kind of accumulated since 14.
It grew.
And it grew. What was your lowest point? Not the point to where you say, well, I'm sure that's your lowest is when you decide you want to go to rehab. But before that, like, what was the worst that you had ever got while using drugs?
When my daughter used, my lowest point, it would always be the decline of success that never was reached. I felt really, really bad about, labels doing away with me, not being available to actually get my worth, my due, like my worth. And I think I got dropped from Atlantic, you know what I'm saying? And then I went to E1 Records. I felt really, really bad because I kept seeing the stars that I was with at the time was just rising and rising. And I was too, but it started to decline. And once I got the deal with Atlantic went south, I felt really bad because I knew what it was. Nobody really knew that much about it. It was like, well, where did he go? And I was like, very depressed. You know what I mean? I felt really, really
Did they
bad.
tell you why they dropped you, or?
I knew in my heart why. You feel me? I wish I was the type of person that would blame that on Atlantic Records. You feel me? I'm not that type of person. It was totally me. I controlled my destiny, and I lost control at that point. At that point, I was totally like a rock star. I didn't give a damn about nothing after, like, I found out that everything was going south. So I started to rebel against everything, friends. I was mistreating people. A lot of relationships got burnt out. And then later on, before the event that sent me to the rehab, I had found out my daughter actually was using. And when I found that out, I was like, well, you know what? I can't save her high. I can't save her drunk. I can't, if I did tell her that this is not good for you and I was still indulging, she'd probably look at me and be like, well, shit, you out here getting fucked up. Why not me? You know what I mean? So I tightened that shit up. I went on to the rehab without her, but that was my lowest point. My lowest point ever was when I found that out. And I went to see my child in that position.
So you saw her high?
In the worst way you could never imagine. Like, when I saw her, like, I know I got some strong legs, but the energy left out of them. I fell down and I was like, shit. You know what I mean? I was just like, baby, just come with me. Let's go get this help. And shit, she didn't want to go. So I proceeded to go. And now, I want to be an example for her to, I want to be an example to her to show her that you can make it out of this. And I need to show you this while you're at the age you are, because nobody even really showed it to me. I had to lose a lot. I had to lose it all to actually, you know what I mean? I had to lose my mind. Like, I had to mess up a lot of stuff to actually get to the point where I'm at now. And you shouldn't have to go through that. And the only way you're gonna believe me if you see me clean. And that's what I am today.
So this is the first time ever you've ever been clean?
Spats, when I went to jail.
No, bro, I got an uncle that smokes crack. Mm-hmm. He's only clean when he's in prison. When he gets out, he looks good. Mm-hmm. But he's been a crackhead since he was 12. He's 55 now. Yeah. His whole life. So he clean right now. He got 6 years clean. But
and, when people say sometimes, me and Tip used to have these conversations, and he'll get on me, bro. You feel me? Then I'll tighten up, but I didn't tighten up when it mattered. I tightened up when somebody said it. Mm-hmm. I didn't tighten up for myself. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So being clean, it was spats of it. So I couldn't totally be fucked up every day, like, ugh. You feel what I'm saying? But I was fucked up enough to actually fuck up my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what comes with the business. I mean, you rap about it.
Yeah.
You got to, it's only, from experience, and so how do you feel about, I guess, the music industry? And I know this is like a very cliche question, but you've lived it, being in the rap industry, having to rap about a lot of the things that you were currently doing or used to do. Do you feel like we could have a rap industry without rapping about those things?
No.
Would there be a rap industry?
No. How do I want to put this? We shouldn't hide what we go through. You know what I'm saying? So telling you that you shouldn't rap about drugs almost would be like saying or tucking it back. I should tell you, it should just be, it should be a message behind it, I think. You know what I mean? But by all means, tell me that you took this and what it done to you. You know what I mean? Now, what we don't stress enough in the music industry is that these things could actually ruin your life, mess up your family, mothers, daughters, sons, brothers, sisters. You can actually crash out taking these things. You know what I mean? And when you're in that party and you hear me talking about it, it's not for you to literally go pick these things up. You feel me? And I want to say that now because I didn't say it then. You know what I mean? But to not talk about it is to not be truthful. You know what I'm saying? So can it be an industry? No, it won't be, because we would be lying at that point. You doing all these drugs and then you get on here and then rap about it. And then I see you in the street and you look terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Say that, So now that I put it out there, you can have the choice. It's still about choice. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I took ecstasy. Yes, I popped Molly. Yes, I drink Hennessy. Yes, I drink lean. But this stuff actually damaged. And I just want to tell you my journey. I think that rappers can do a better part of explaining what it done instead of just glorifying how it makes you feel. Eventually, it takes a toll on health. Eventually, you look 60 when you're 30. Eventually, you croak out, you know what I mean? And then because life has its own thing it has to take us through health-wise. And us doing drugs is just mounting stuff on top of it. You know what I mean? So a message would be good, but not mentioning drugs, that's unreal.
I mean, but you attribute drugs. I mean, drugs are part of the reason why some of your music was. I mean, Joe, you have really, really good music.
Yeah, it was. It enhanced it, but it also stunted it. I could say, if you are successful and you talked about drugs and you was on drugs, that's just God showing you can get there. I know where you're coming from and I know what you're going through, and I see you trying to pad something. You're not actually a bad person. So I'm gonna get you there. But eventually, you're gonna have to put this shit down, because I can't, because we always saying God got us. Okay, God got us, but we're gonna have to put this stuff down so he can really have us. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So me glorifying it and using it and making it, and it helps me to make good music. I was gonna make the good music anyway. You feel me? It was just the drugs, enhanced it a bit. But eventually, look at what we're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Rehab, daughters on it, you know what I mean? And then fentanyl is out here. It's almost like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean?
That fentanyl shit is no joke.
No joke.
When I was pregnant with my baby and I'm in labor, they was like, we're gonna give you some fentanyl. I said, no, you're not.
No.
They was like, it's not the stuff they have on the street.
Yeah, that stuff is.
And I'm like, what you mean it's not the stuff? They was like, that's a whole other breed of shit. And I'm like, Okay, so yeah, it's unfortunate. Now your daughter, like, how's she doing right now? Millennial Naturals Kitty Cartel will have you addicted to how clean, balanced, and refreshed your kitty will feel after using their Kitty Crack Foam Wash. And their Kitty Crack Coat Soap will have you obsessed with how much it soothes itchiness and dryness and eliminates over sweating. Head to millennialnaturals.com to feel, smell, and taste better with their Kitty Cartel products. Oh, and one last thing. Tasha K's Kitty is spreading a little love to you with my coupon code Tasha K to help you save a little coin on your kitty for your next day.
I was placed in this hospital room for high blood pressure complications. I did everything my doctors told me to do, including taking the prescribed medications, which I've been on for years, but I still ended up here. When I got out, I learned about my olive leaf, an all-natural extract that got my hypertension under control. Don't continue to drug yourself into becoming healthier. Go to myoliveleaf.biz to learn more.
Bell's Secret. Following a routine paired with Bell's Secret all-natural and hydrating, plant-based brightening facial wash and moisturizer, acne eraser kits, black soaps, detox masks, and much, much more, you can rid yourself of dark spots, acne, and dry skin using Bell's Secret Gold Skin Collection. Your skin is the first part of your body everyone sees, and hydration is essential to keeping your skin healthy and slows down aging. Shop bellsecret.org for all of your plant-based skincare products now using the link below. What in the fuck is a carbonation? Who want to answer?
Before there was a white man here, we existed.
People calling y'all a cult. They're calling y'all brainwashed. They're calling y'all weak. They're calling you crazy, delusional. You're being held against your will. You're not eating. You're malnourished. Rumors of HIV and STDs. What in the fuck is a carbonation?
Caesar has returned.
Women are electrons, we're movements. We're going to move through what his mind tells us to do. We're going to do that, and we're going to collectively know, like, okay, check.
You can become the master of your reality.
And how do you get people to follow you immediately? Master teacher. Never heard a black guy refer to himself as master teacher. And I'm thinking to myself, what warrants you to carry that title?
He was ordering you to slap the girls.
Bitch gonna take your place. You looking weak.
I went up against Oya. I'm Oshun. I went up against Oya, and I fought, and I won that battle.
So you would date a transgender?
Yeah. As long as they look like the female, not the man, not the cheap ones. You know the cheap ones? You know the cheap ones.
What's shaking up in you?
She's not well. We asked her to get help. She went and got it. She went one time and then she left. I supported that. And I'm proud of her for going. You know what I mean? And she went another time and she left again. So right now I'm in prayer and I'm pulling and tugging for my daughter. I know she's a champion and we're gonna get through this. It's just right now, it has her wrapped up tight, you know what I mean? And the only thing I could do is let God do his work, you know what I'm saying? And do all that I can as a father and be an example for the most part so she can have somebody that she identifies with, you know what I'm saying, that has defeated this disease.
Was it really hard? Is it still hard?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's hard. Like every day is like the first day.
Really?
Yeah, because one, I could take it and go right back to that life. And I'm in hip hop. So the club, people are standing around. This guy's on that. This girl is on this. We drinking, we partying, we out all night. I can't really run from it. So, and I'm looking around. I used to be like that. And you know, the devil is always creeping around. And temptations, and, you know, hey.
Temptations.
Try this.
I was just out, like I said, with your old record mate or whatever, T.I., and everybody at my table was rolling a blunt. And I said, why don't y'all just share a blunt? One person said COVID. Okay. You know, but I'm like, I got high off of real contact. It wasn't like a small contact. It was like I had to leave my car and take an Uber. How are you gonna do these shows when everybody in the club got a blunt?
Well, my sobriety means more to me than just one night out with people that I'm probably never gonna see again. You know, I have to go home and be a representation and a father to my son. And I don't want to come back home saying that, oh, I took this pill and I, you know, or not make it home, I took this pill and died just because I felt like everybody was doing it. I'm old enough and I'm more mature now, and I have information that I found out about myself and about the drugs that I did use and about the lies that I told that were, that this is okay, and I just can't gamble that, it's about me being strong-minded, and, that one night that won't be my, I will change the narrative on that. That won't be my end all. I will not let my life go down the drain just because everybody else is doing it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be strong just for that reason.
Do you think you'll die if you go back to it?
I know I will. And I'm not finna be out here trying to test no pill, figure out, you know what I mean? That's too much stuff, you know what I mean? Like, oh, is this real? Let me put a little down. Got all time for that shit. Like, it's not health-wise. I don't want to compromise my health, you know what I'm saying, with that. And I don't want to take the wrong thing, you know what I mean? So it goes both ways. I don't want to give out, you know what I mean? Trying to keep up with no kind of drug use anymore.
Now, surprisingly, these rappers, young, 25, they're dying. Kidneys are failing.
Really dig.
Heart attacks, seizures, just from using the lean and Molly and all that other shit. Do you have any health problems from any of that stuff?
No, ma'am.
Wow.
No, ma'am. And I can actually, that's glory to God. I mean, like, I've seen it happen, you know what I mean? I just seen what happened to Lil Keed.
I was gonna say that with him.
That broke my heart.
But he had stopped, and I believe it was kind of the after effects, like, the side effects from doing drugs, his kidneys fail or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people fear too. You know what I mean? If I stop, I might as well keep going. That's the type of shit that drugs make you try to believe. You know what I mean? And that's why that goes back to everybody rolling up a blunt in here. How am I going to fight it? That's one of the reasons. You feel what I'm saying? What if I go too far and can't turn back? You feel me? It's something that's irreversible. You know what I mean? Oh, you went too far now. And then you go, oh, I want to quit. I'm like, hey, you had time. You had ample time to stop this. And if I could say anything to the youth, get out while you can. It's a lie. The drug use is a lie. You know what I mean? Like, don't believe anything nobody's telling you. Your health, your family means more than any drug you can pick up. The worst thing I could have ever done was drugs.
Now, you have a record label now.
Yes.
What are you gonna tell your artists, like, when they're out and they're doing venues and they're in the studio for hours on hours and can't get that single out, and somebody says, take this, you'll be more creative. How are you gonna stop that?
I'm not gonna tell them anything. I'm gonna show them. And a good example is from action. You know what I mean? I could tell you all day, don't touch that, but I could show you how to maneuver. Like, the people on my label, which is called Redline, which consists of my cousin Duty, Ye Shay, my brother Nick, all of us are family. And the best thing that I could do while I'm on this label is show them, I could show you the do's and the don'ts. I've been where you're trying to go, and I've been lower than that you're probably gonna get. You know what I mean? Because no one wakes up and their beautiful daughter is on drugs, hard drugs, to the point where they're like a street person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't ever get it twisted about what I'm saying. I'm showing you, you know, how to overcome this.
Do you feel like your daughter was a part of your karma?
I think it's like looking in the mirror, you know?
She looked like you?
Yeah. And it was like me having to look at myself, what I took people through. So in some ways, yes. And in some ways, I don't think I deserved karma like that. Because karma, I don't think karma is, it doesn't have a kind. You know what I mean? It isn't a particular person that karma looks for. Karma is itself. You know what I'm saying? If you did it, then you get to see it again. You know what I mean? And to say that it's my karma, I would just be like, I did used to take people through stuff like that, you know, and I was oblivious to how I made you feel. I wasn't aware of you crying, my mom crying in the house, like, damn, I hope my son come home. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like looking in the mirror, and that shit, it's a bad feeling.
Were you the first person to actually make it in your family?
Yes.
There was a lot of pressure.
Yes. A lot of my family members looked for me to do a lot. I did a lot. I still do. And that rock and that person and the drugs made me want to be alone so I could actually use them and put family to the side. Like, you know, nobody can come over here because I'm in here doing stuff. I'm in here getting high, we having these parties. You know what I mean? And with family around, that's not a good example. And I knew that. You know what I mean? And I chose drugs. And worst choice ever, you know, in getting back to who I really am, family is the most important thing in the world. That's the only thing we really have when all the money is stripped away from us and you're just naked in the world, family's still there. And I hate the fact that I chose this life other than my family.
So what you got going on now? You did say you had some exclusive information to share on our show for the winos. I'm proud of you though, and I don't know if you hear that a lot, but I'm actually proud of you. So oh my God, and my ringer is supposed to be off, so I don't know what's. Now it's off.
Yeah,
sorry
cool.
about
So
that.
basically, I'm on the road. I've been active and still on the road. You know, by the grace of God, I should still been, you know, touring and doing my thing with these shows. I actually have a book called Rap that we're about to publish, and it explains the music industry and what people actually go through. You know, the do's and the don'ts. I have the Heart Foundation, which I go to school, kids school, and give out supplies every year. And I've been adopted by Ralph J. Bunch, my alumni. And Southside actually was one of my spots where I go to help out the kids and, you know what I'm saying, give away supplies and actually be of service, you know what I mean? Like to just mentor kids. And I have this other venture that I'm getting into called artist development. I'm gonna teach how to write music and how to perform and, you know, the formation of writing songs and actually being a great artist. And I think I can explain that to children that want to learn how to write, because I also know how to sing. You know what I mean?
You gonna blow something for us right now?
Ooh, I was kidding. But I can teach music because I'm musically inclined. I've been doing it for a minute. I sung in the choir with my grandma, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I actually want to teach the art of music and artist development. We're opening that up. And that's pretty much what we have going on.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
Congratulations on that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so that's it? That's all you got going on?
Yeah, that's all I got going on. Anything else that I have, you'll be the first to know.
You better tell me, for real.
I got you.
But I'm just, it's always good, because a lot of shows that I do don't have a happy ending. And this is truly a happy ending.
Thank
and
you.
It's not really the end, it's the beginning. Because your journey is really just now starting.
Yeah.
So I think you have the personality. I think you're missing out on a great comedy career.
Yeah, and we're actually looking into going into the TV business.
Okay.
And we're just gonna I want to do the work instead of just using my celebrity to get in there.
You've done work. Use your celebrity to get in there. Stop.
You know what I'm saying? So,
you know how hard it is out here for a non-celebrity to get in?
Yeah, but I actually want to walk the walk. So actually when it's time to receive awards, which I will, I want to be able to say I work for that.
Okay.
You know, and I'm a rapper. I want to actually go into acting. You know what I mean? So
are you going to do your LL Cool J thing?
Yeah, you know, us Capricorns do it well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LL, my Capricorn brother. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, again, I'm always happy to have someone sitting here that's actually just doing it. And not only are you're just saying it, but you're doing it. And I really fuck with that hard. And I really appreciate you even sitting down despite our back and forth. Because you blocked me on Instagram. I'm still blocked. Let me go. Like, I'm still blocked. You gonna unblock me?
Yeah, I can unblock you.
You better unblock. Y'all hear that, right? He said he was gonna unblock me. Look, when I type in Young Dro blocked. Oh no, you unblocked me.
I did?
You did.
Cool.
Let me see if the messages are still there from you cussing me out. You deleted them. You went in on my ass. Listen.
Yeah, we had our little spat. It's cool though.
It's okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And you're just gonna look at that camera and you're gonna tell the winos, now I gotta go. And bye.
Now I gotta go. I'll holler at y'all. Bye.
All right, that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Don't leave me hanging.
Oh, I ain't see it.
All right.